Yet another great webinar with TCS World Travel. We'll go ahead and let a few of you trickle in here. Go ahead and put in the chat where you're coming in from. We'd love to see where all of our attendees are coming in from. And we'll give it a few minutes for everyone to come in. Awesome. So we'll give it another minute or so. Again, my name is Jesse, and we're so delighted to have you here with us today. We're going to be talking about two wonderful itineraries that TCS is offering in this calendar year, 2026, in addition to some other amazing itineraries that we're so excited to share with you. And so we'll go ahead and get started here now and let those who are joining come in when they can. Awesome. So as you can see here, this is a wonderful small group expedition that we're offering in Mexico and another in Canada. So these are small group jet expeditions that are going to differ from our big jet expeditions, which if you're new with us, I'll talk about the difference. If you know TCS, if you're familiar with our product, then you may have already heard, but it's very exciting news that we're delighted to share with you. So as we dive in here now, for those of you who are probably new to TCS, there's always a few of you, just very high level. TCS has been operating for just over 3 decades. So we are revered in the industry. We are the pioneer in global jet travel. So we really kind of the origin of this style of travel. We offer between 20 to 25 itineraries every year. We've completed well over 325 journeys, and we've traversed the globe. And we're, again, the world's most experienced jet expedition operator. You can see all of those awards down there. It's really a testament to our team and the operational excellence that we are able to provide. In terms of our partners, you may be familiar with National Geographic. It's not on here, but TCS operated National Geographic's private jet experience for almost 2 decades. Prior to just a couple years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I believe Disney acquired them. So they handed off to that operation. And currently we operate the Four Seasons private jet experience, which I know a lot of you are familiar with as well and have booked that as well. Smithsonian journeys. So our journeys tend to be very educational, very enriching in terms of the cultural experiences that your clients can have. One of our sister companies, Kalos Golf, which you may or may not be familiar with. One of our other sister companies is Quark Expeditions under the Travelopia group. Is a golf operator. So what TCS does is we eloquently collaborate with Kalos Golf to offer around the world golf journeys in addition to our typical journeys that we offer. So they're thematic in the sense that we're focusing just on golf when we're traveling on our Airbus A321 aircraft. You can see some other respected institutions and partners that we work with. You may have clients who work with some of these as alumni or whatever it might be, and they kind of see these pop up through some of that marketing. There's a pretty good chance TCS is kind of behind the scenes on a lot of those. Now, again, we're focusing on small jet, but just so you can see, for those of you who are newer to this product, this is the Airbus A321. This is a newer aircraft, and this is what we operate our experiences on. Imagine luxury cruising. I know a lot of you sell cruises, but in the sky, right? I say that because it's easier to conceptually understand what our product is. It's like luxury cruising in the sense that it is all inclusive, but we're covering a lot more ground. We're doing it in ease and convenience on the Airbus A321, which typically seats a lot of customers, as you know, the American, United, Delta flights, almost 220 usually. We only have 52 seats on this aircraft. So keep that in mind for those clients who are looking for something different and unique. All business class lie flat seats and a very opulent experience. But you'll see, we'll talk about some of the other value propositions that are much more important. Again, we kind of spoke about this. Onboard chef, which is incredible. We have a wonderful team of flight attendants. We have 8 of those on every flight, so the ratio is phenomenal. Our guests are addressed by name as soon as they step aboard. We have a wonderful team on there. And again, that aircraft can range up to almost 9 hours. And the flights are typically maybe 4 to 5 hours on average. In purposes of talking about the 2 jet journeys that we're disclosing today, these are smaller group and less duration. So in terms of our experiences and our journeys, they range from 10 days all the way up to 24 days. Now, we do understand that 24 days is a little bit tricky for some demographics, a little bit younger, to kind of get away and experience our product. So we do offer shorter duration journeys, anywhere from, again, 10 to 14 days. And sometimes we actually operate those with less guests. So maybe 20 guests or 15, or kind of whatever our product development team kind of puts together that makes sense for that particular region or that particular, like, the logistics of it. So we're going to operate these 2 experiences in Canada and in Mexico on this Legacy 600 or a Challenger 850 or similar. So you can go to our website and see the kind of differences, but it's a very similar in-flight experience. You have the crew there. It's just obviously less guests and kind of a more intimate experience. In terms of the journey experience, it is all-inclusive. So this encompasses jet travel, all tours, all accommodations. We're staying at the best possible accommodations in each destination. If we're going more off the beaten path to more remote destinations, we're making it very clear and encouraging you to have that conversation with your client. Some clients expect like that top suite level in each hotel they stay at. This is really kind of more for the expeditionary traveler who's okay. Like, you're still going to receive some luxury, but you're going to be in Uzbekistan or Kathmandu or Tunis, like some of these more unique and esoteric destinations that might not offer that top luxury that they're expected to. But our guests are okay with that because they're seeing something different and connecting with a different locality than they're accustomed to. Again, meals, alcohol, all gratuities. This really is leave your wallet at home travel. No overnight flights. Everyone is well rested in the hotel every night, which is really important. We spoke about that expert staff and crew, pilots, flight attendants, really the works, everything you could think of, we've thought of because we've been doing this for 3 decades. Private touring. So the group sizes tend to be maybe 4 to 8 at most, but they typically are maybe, I'd say 4 to 5, 4 to 6. It's not we're throwing everybody in a coach bus and off to the hotel or off to the experience. It's very white glove. It's very deliberately thought through to make it as special as possible. Expert lecturers are aboard the aircrafts as well to provide some enriching and educational content. So imagine before touching down in a wonderful place like Petra, in Jordan, an archaeological wonder of the world, you have an expert lecturer on the aircraft giving you some intel, some information before your clients touch down. So that way, when they land, they have an idea of what they're kind of going to encounter and experience. Onboard photographer and journey physician as well, which is above all something really important as safety has become kind of a pain point for those, especially as they get up there in years to travel. Having that physician there is really important, and that person is on call like 24/7. So wouldn't want to be that person. Maybe if you're in medicine in the past, you're okay with that. But I was really fortunate to go on a trip years ago, and that person was just like the busiest. But nonetheless, good to have on the experience with us. To the next slide, if it lets me. Hello. Give me 1 second, folks. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. So the journey experience, in terms of our team really kind of hand-holding and shouldering you and your clients through the entire process, we really try and invoke that anticipatory service where we're thinking, we're understanding who your client is. Usually it's a milestone, an accolade, a celebration of sorts. And we're understanding the dislikes, the likes, the interests of your clients to make it as special as possible. So that happens beforehand. Obviously, during the journey, we're providing these little touch points like local currency in each destination, locally made gifts that we provide in each destination to kind of give back to the communities. We take care of customs and immigrations forms. Every itinerary is meticulously vetted. We have a team in advance in each destination prior to your clients arriving. Dedicated guest services manager who really, again, shoulders your client through the entire process. You can be as involved or uninvolved as you'd like to be. And the wonderful thing is we provide a 3-piece to-me luggage set to your clients upon booking, so that gets shipped out to their homes. Now, you might be familiar with this if you've kind of been around with TCS for some time now, but I love just illustrating this very quickly because I want to get into the 2 exceptional itineraries that we're offering. But just to really illustrate the value proposition here, so you can really understand, like, why would someone do this? To really want to help position you to be able to have those conversations with your client. If there's anything you get away or take away from this presentation today, I hope it's that this is obviously not for everybody, but for those particular clients that come to mind for you, I'm sure there's 1 or 2, maybe 3 that come to mind. This is really a great way to kind of introduce the concept. This is the around the world experience. This is our flagship journey, which we offer multiple times annually, 3 to 4 departures every year. It starts typically in either Orlando or Miami, and you can see it makes its way to some incredible destinations like Cusco. If your clients have maybe been to Cusco already, we do offer optionality for them to go to Pisco in the north coast of Peru. You know how challenging it is to get to Easter Island, over to Fiji and Samoa, or Samoa for a tech stop, Australia. We privatize Angkor Wat Temple Complex, the entire structure, just for our guests in the evening for a gala dinner. So VIP experiences galore. Taj Mahal, we're flying into the Agra military base, which is just incredible. Sunset, watching, the Big Five on a game drive. And then imagine the next afternoon, you're walking through the lost city of Petra. So it's just incredible, like 2 to 3 days in each destination, typically for something like this. Obviously, other journeys are a little bit slower paced. This is kind of fast moving on to Marrakesh and then back home to Florida. Now, what I had mentioned before about some value propositions, for me, at least through my lens, the reason why someone would do this is time, right? And so the value is really in the numbers down here. We accomplished this journey in 24 days compared to the 34 days it takes to do it commercially. 15 versus 26 flights. Think about that for just a moment. And 9 versus 84 hours spent in airports. So just incredible in terms of the amount of time we're saving. The individuals who are affluent, who have the financial resources for this, they understand time very, very well. That's why they're affluent. And so this will resonate with them, and they'll be able to kind of conceptually understand why they would do this. So just wanted to kind of position this as really being all about time and how your clients, their time is now, especially as they get up there in years and they've done, 37 cruises and a bunch of different tours, and they want something unique and different, right? And so this would be something to introduce now to plant that seed for them for a potential experience down the line. Now, again, without further ado, these are 2 experiences that we're so excited to share with you. These are our small group expeditions on the smaller aircraft. This is 13 days in May. We have our clients, our guests, beginning this journey in Los Cabos. So your clients are responsible for getting to and from the beginning and end of these destinations. So something like this is really attractive and kind of simple for any folks living in the US, especially maybe on the West Coast to start or the East Coast to end. Either or, it's relatively simple to get to these destinations. I'm so sorry, it's starting in Yucatan. Sorry about that. It ends in Los Cabos. I just figured left to right there, my fault. But yeah, it's going to start in Yucatan, in Mérida, in that part of Mexico. And as you can see here, going to some incredible destinations. Chiapas, Oaxaca is such a top place for folks who wanting to go enrich themselves in this amazing culture. Mexico is so delightful. I mean, it's just a different mentality there, that people are so inviting and excited to be alive. And it's just so the energy is live. So it's a great destination to be able to travel on in a style like this on a private jet to get to each destination. Not have to worry about commercial airports, things like that. So this one's going to be, again, 6 destinations, May 1st to the 13th for any clients who might be interested in this. Our first journey actually was sold out. And so we only have a few seats left on this one. Again, introduce this to some clients who you believe might be interested, because this is going to sell out rather quickly. Uncharted Canada is going to be in August, so shortly after. And this experience will begin in Vancouver. So again, pretty relatively easy to get to if you're living in the US, especially on the West Coast. The Clayoquot Sound is a wonderful kind of beginning point. Again, Churchill, Halifax, Fogo Island, ending in Montreal. This is an opportunity to really immerse yourself in the beauty, the natural landscapes that Canada has to offer. There's definitely some adventure infused into this experience, but also a lot of relaxing and peaceful kind of landscapes and settings. But again, this one will be in August of this year. So these particular trips, 2 of them on our smaller jet, are going to attract less guests, anywhere from 12 to 15, depending on kind of the size of these experiences that we're offering. But for these particular journeys, it will be around that number. And we're so excited to be able to offer this as an extension to our bigger jet journeys, which typically see 52 folks. So, these are exciting for, maybe 1 or 2 couples you have interested that want to get away, but necessarily can't get away for maybe 2.5, 3 weeks. This is something to kind of put in front of them as well. So these 2 journeys, we are so excited to continue to market and share with you and encourage you to share these with your clients if you believe they might be interested. So as we continue on here, again, really want to hone in on equipping you with the proper resources, talking points, the knowledge to really kind of put this in front of your clients in a way that seems easy. It can be a little bit intimidating at first with the price points, but we want to make sure that we're equipping you again with the right talking points. And on an experiential level, it is such a different and unique trip. So it's really important to have this conversation. And so in terms of setting the foundation, again, it could be as easy as, hey, I came across this idea. Have you ever heard of this? Or have you ever thought of yourself doing this down the line? So positioning it for the future, because again, this is not an impulse buy. This is not something someone just kind of spontaneously books. That does happen for sure, but it's something typically that takes multiple touch points. So again, just introducing the idea, planting the seed with clients, and again, cultivating those relationships over time. If you're celebrating a milestone, again, this is when someone is going to really step up to the plate and invest in something special like this. We find it increasingly interesting that a lot of our guests do come from Talc tours. They've gone on multiple Talc tours, Seabourn, Regent, Silver Sea. They've been on multiple kind of cruises, Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection. They do a lot of those types of experiences. And then a particular time comes when they're liquidating, they're selling their business, they're retiring, they have a wedding anniversary, a big accolade, as I mentioned, and they're looking for something really unique and different. And so this is when you would introduce this particular experience. So in terms of telling the story, you really want to lead with what matters most to your client. So again, every client's going to be different, and it's important for you to know your client, your client best, right? And to really bring TCS into that conversation, the sooner the better, because we really are here to equip you with addressing all the questions your client has. It's very abnormal for your clients not to have a lot of questions. We expect that with this level of commitment and investment. So we want to make sure that we're supporting you to the best of our ability. But again, bring us into that conversation and lead with what matters most to your client. Again, we spoke about time as being, one of our most important commodities, right? You can't get your time back, right? So time is really one of the things that I at least like to at least raise awareness around often. But folks like exclusivity and access, they want to be able to fly into military bases, smaller regional airports, FBOs, not have to deal with the airport situations, especially nowadays, how tricky that is, and layovers and inevitable trip delays and interruptions. Like, people just don't want to deal with that. So this is the way to really travel if your clients are interested in that type of thing. This service is unbelievable. I mean, the team at TCS is a testament, again, for doing it for 30 years, and the feedback we get to how intentional we are and how deliberate we are about operationally making sure that everything is ironed out well in advance with our scouting teams. But that if anybody has a question, like they're like 30 seconds doesn't go by before a TCS staff member is right there answering, addressing, and supporting each and every guest. It's pretty incredible the level of service that we're providing. And then a fourth one that I think is really important. Now, you may not really realize this. I certainly did not realize this, but when I started with TCS, but about 25% of our business, maybe a third of our business, 25 to 30%, comprises of solo travelers. So you wouldn't normally think that, but we do attract a lot of solo travelers who are looking for something different. Maybe they're a widow. I know it's sad, but these things happen, and they really still want to go out there and explore and adventure and see the world. And maybe somebody who's maybe a little less well-traveled, let's say a physician perhaps, or an attorney, or a business owner who maybe dedicated 3 or 4 decades to their career, and now they really want to get out there and with their significant other and really just explore and travel the world, right? So that's when you're thinking about those solo travelers, thinking outside the box of introducing this idea to them. They're more spontaneous. They're more able to kind of get on one of these experiences a little bit sooner. And why I bring that up is safety. Being able to have a security detail on the ground in each destination, knowing that we're flying on a big aircraft. It's not a smaller aircraft in most of our journeys. But when we are selecting our aircraft, they are incredibly safe. They go through incredible safety standards that you normally wouldn't even know of. And so our clients feel incredibly safe traveling with us. And so that's another kind of point maybe to lead with, maybe that solo traveler, the journey physician we spoke about. But again, bringing the journey to life, talking about all the touch points that may resonate with them, if that makes any sense. Painting the picture, we kind of spoke about this already with the Taj, Serengeti, being able to wake up in the morning, leave your luggage there. We have a luggage handler on the aircraft, so they don't touch their luggage, they leave it in their room. They arrive in the next destination and the luggage just voila, waiting for them in the room. So really articulating the value propositions, despite the price point, there is so much value baked into these experiences. And for example, that around the world journey that we illustrated before, that's at least $100,000. We kind of mapped it out and priced it all, and at least $100,000 on commercial flights. So, doing it with TCS, you add another $40,000 and you're getting all this incredible value with the team and with the experience and with these wow moments. So there really is, again, so much value. As you all know how expensive business class airfare is getting these days, it doesn't become as far-fetched to look into these experiences as maybe it used to be. And consistency is key here. So you want to find ways to incorporate these journeys, these exciting itineraries. Go to our website. I encourage you to look at all of our experiences there through 2027. We're seeing people book way in advance, 12 to 18 months at times. So take a look, see if there's a particular destination that your clients have maybe been keen to go to, particularly Africa, or Egypt or South America, or maybe even Nepal, or some of these really unique destinations that folks are keen to get to. But it does take multiple touch points. So don't get discouraged. To encourage you to calendarize this within your marketing plans with particular clients. Hey, I'm going to reach out once a quarter or once a year or twice a year. Like, just have that intentionality around when you're going to reach out to clients and plant these seeds, because, we all know how busy the desk can get. And it's just understanding that it's a pretty good chance they're not going to book right away. But planting that seed is how you sell something like this. And that for these high ticket offers, these Mikado Safari packages, these A&K land tours, the play there. It's very similar in that sense of planting the seed, having the conversation, not being intimidated, and again, leaning on your BDMs to help support you through that sales cycle. Go ahead and play along here. I know a lot of you are familiar with approach guides already. This is our incredible library of resources. If you're not familiar, where you can co-brand and share our itineraries and pages with your clients on your social media channels. And you really just put in your logo, a personalized message. Think about it this way. It's very simple. Say you got shared in a brochure from TCS or another partner, and it has all the TCS information on there, but you want to put your information on there. You want your client to reach out to you directly. That's what this is, right? So if you scan either of these, and we're going to be sending these in a follow-up, and you can kind of go to the handout section and download them now. If you see that handout section there, you can see our entire library. And from there, you can see each individual page. Maybe there's a particular itinerary that really speaks to you, like the around the world or our Mexico or our Canada. You can send that directly to your client. You set up an account. You put in your email address up top there. So if you did play along and scan, you'll click to co-brand. You'll put your email address in. It'll automatically create an account for you. And then boom, you have instant access to a personalized message. You can see you could put your logo in there. You could put your picture, and your client then will receive this amazing itinerary. You can even look at the top right, share it through Facebook, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, if you will. And so these are really great ways to raise awareness around our journeys. And I know a lot of other suppliers are using Approach Guide. So if you haven't heard of it, Jennifer Razor is amazing. David Razor is incredible. They're the founders of Approach Guides. Get in, use it. It's the future. It's a great way to share content and information, and we think you'll really enjoy it. So go ahead and scan this as well. This is going to be all of a place where you have all of your support. So this is where our webinars live. This is where our imagery, our brochures, videos, social media engagement and content. We have in-person and online VIP client events that we share throughout the year. And so this is a great resource for you to have all TCS things to be able to connect with us and leverage, again, these incredible resources for your clients. We do have some incentives. We have a 14% elevated commission on select trips, and we have 50% off our solo supplement. So I did fail to mention with that solo supplement, another reason why it's quite popular, we only have a 10% solo supplement, which you know is great for the industry. Right now, it's cut in half of 5% solo supplement on our journeys for those solo travelers on select journeys. So keep that in mind for your clients who are solo, or clients who you have interested who you maybe want to make a little bit of extra commission with for those select experiences that we're offering the 14% on. I'll go ahead and stop there for any questions anyone has. I know that our colleague Ron is here in the chat. Please go ahead and put your questions in the chat if you have any, and we'd be more than happy to address them. Otherwise, we'll give you 3 minutes of your time back. Again, time is really important. So there you go. And you get back to serving your incredible clients. We're so excited to partner with you. And we have, again, some remarkable experiences through 2026 and into 2027 that I highly encourage you to go take a look at. Explore the website. It's new, it's exciting, it's inspiring. You can see some really wonderful destinations that we travel to. I don't see any questions in the chat. So either you just want to head out or I did a good job. Either way, it was really great to connect with you all. Again, we're so grateful for our partnership with you, and we look forward to working with you in 2026 and beyond. Take care, everyone.